Okay, so I'm at my workshop at home just working on a piano, Kimball piano behind me. And I thought I'd do a quick quiz for you, see if you could spot the out of tune key. Should be able to find it. It's, well, there's quite a few actually. This piano came into me flat, semitone flat, tuned it, went through it again, and it's been here for a couple of weeks and it's gone a little bit again. And I didn't really fine tune it, so it needs a fine tuning. So let's see if you can spot the keys that are the worst. Right, so when a piano goes out of tune, it starts to go, you have three strings, so you have 1, 2, 3 strings on each note in the treble, all the way to the top. 1, 2, 3. And all the way to the bottom, when you get to the bottom where it divides off, usually a couple of strings before the division are copper wound, and you get two of them. And sometimes you get steel wire, 2 strings teal wire before you get copper wound. So the thicker the string, the lower the notes. That's why it's copper wound around steel. So the winding gets thicker. But you've got 2 strings, 1 string to the end. So the very low notes, 1 string. And the groove on the hammer is 1 groove, obviously. So let's see if you got the ear. So I'm going to play a couple of notes. Okay, which one was the one that was in tune here? If you listen correctly, it was C sharp was the best. Okay, so C sharp, that means that all 3 strings are all in tune with each other, pretty much. That's what it means. They're in unison with each other. So the worst ones there, the 2 okay ones there was C sharp and E, which is a tiny bit bad, but it was better than F. So what happens is when a piano goes out of tune, one of the 3 strings usually goes, or 2 of them go, and they're not the same. So what I've done is I muted the bad string. If you listen to this F now, you'll find that 2 of them, their sounds in unison, sounds clean. So sounds okay now. That's because I've muted. I checked which string was the bad one. I put my mute in different sides, and I found that by putting my mute in the right hand side, that string was the one that was bad. So if I take it out, the key is in tune. So let's do a couple more. Hear that? G sharp. It's waving. Okay, I'll get my mute. So it's the same string that was the worst. It's still not perfect, but the right hand string was the one that was waving the most. If I take it out, you hear that? That 3rd string needs tuning. Here's something I'm going to say which isn't maybe the safest thing to say. There's only one thing I think an amateur person who plays the piano but doesn't tune pianos can do semi-effectively, and I've seen people online say that they do this, but be cautious. Don't come back to me with this. You can, some pianists and professional ones too, that tour and they don't have enough perhaps the funds for a tuner to follow them, they can tune their own unisons. That means that 3rd string that was bad there, you could tune that. I might do another video if you're interested in that on how to tune unisons and put them in. You have to be very careful. If you're going to do it without watching another video, make sure you go down first and then go up, but make sure you muted the right string, because I've seen strings snap by people trying to save money on tuning their piano. If you want to be a piano tuner, take the time to learn it with another piano tuner, because there's theories and there's systems. Even with an app, which I use an app, even then there's still theories and systems and fifths and octaves and thirds that you need to know, and you need to be careful. You need to lubricate as well. So hopefully you have a good ear, and hopefully it's not so good that you can't put up with your piano now, because pianos go out of tune. And every time you get a piano tuner every 6 months, you're going to have a few notes before they come back that's out of tune. So don't blame your piano tuner. It's just part of the piano stretching, and just get it tuned. If you have a picky ear, get it tuned more regularly. Your piano tuner will thank me for that. If you don't really mind so much, depends what kind of music you're playing as well. If you have a lot of rich harmonies and there's a lot of unisons going, you can feel the wobble. If you're playing individual notes slowly, doing scales in your beginning, you can often hear the tunings on unisons more. Alright, have a Blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.